Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at DC Who's Who Update 87, Volume 3. So the regular series is over, and now they're going to put out like updates like every couple of years. I forget how long this went on. So this is just like, you know, the death urges, the death rattle of this series. But, you know, I really liked it. So what they did was they cataloged and explained all the DC characters, you know, most of whom I didn't know at this point because I just started collecting DC in Crisis of Infinite Earths. So, like, I had a passing knowledge of a lot of these characters, but, you know, from 85 on, I was a DC freak until 2015. All right, so, focus. This just makes me laugh. Lady Blackhawk. Look at, very cheeky, huh? Lex Luthor over here. Who is that? I'm going to say that's Lauren Green from Bonanza. John Constantine over here. And I'm not going to name them all. Their names are right here. So, let's just look at some of them. Some cool characters in here. DC does have some cool characters that I'm not super familiar with. I gotta find out who this is. I don't know. All right, so let's open it up and check it out. I don't know who did the artwork on the cover. Oh, I opened up to the middle of the book. Again, I always like to look at the names and the letters pages, see if I recognize any of the names. I do not recognize the names. Here's the cast of creators. Eduardo Barrato did the cover. Okay, that was cool. I never would have guessed that in a million years. Here's the Gray Man. The Gray Man, yeah, Justice League #2. This is the, you know, I hate this title, but it's the Bwahaha Justice League. You know, it's the Justice League with JMD Matisse, who I'm a big fan of, Keith Giffen, who I'm a big fan of, and Kevin Maguire, who I'm a big fan of. Like, how could you go wrong? That Justice League was like printing money. That was such a great Justice League. I don't know what to tell you. It was, and then they did what comic book companies do, that what everybody does. They put out so much they just burnt it out. But that's what they seem to do with the Justice League is they you know, start all over again every once in a while. Why not? Green Lantern Corps. I just love this costume. This is one of the greatest superhero costumes. Something about the white gloves. But I just don't like the Green Lantern. Hal Jordan's fine, but I hate that there's a million of them. The silly chipmunk and everything. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like when there's more than one of a hero. It just dilutes the hero. Joe Stanton from E-Man, who yeah, I really like. More Joe Stanton. Guardians of the Universe. They're just such morally dubious characters, and I know they're kind of supposed, but I just don't like them. I don't like them. Big-headed freaks. What do you want me to say? Here's a character I've always liked. McFarlane and Al Gordon. The beginning of McFarlane. She was the what was her name? Oh, Hazard, which is a great name. Such a great name. She has like a psionic dice and she can control probabilities with them. Like a gambling superhero, a supervillain rather, based on gambling. So cool with the name Hazard. It's just perfect. She writes herself. She fought Infinity Incorporated. Such great characters and villains and stuff. That was an underrated series. I think she was the daughter of the Gambler, Hyman, a Jack Kirby creation. Now Jack Kirby's dead at this point, so he's not drawing his character. Hyman is like the leader of the rebellion in Apocalypse. So like Darkseid lets him run free because he wants the people to like have hope, and then he could crush their hope. So I figure, is Hyman in on it? I don't know. I never read Jack Kirby's Fourth World. I'm starting it. George Perez drawing Hippolyta. I just love George Perez. Again, what do you want me to say about George Perez that I haven't said 80 billion times? He is the best. Him and John Byrne are the two best. Look at all this detail. George Perez will fill every corner of a page with details. You know, modern comic book artists just can't hold a candle to him. Host. Okay, John Byrne. Okay, I remember this. I remember this character. All right, yeah. Like a Terminus kind of thing. He was a big alien robot that attacked Metropolis. That's right, I remember now. No big shit. The Hybrid. Didn't these fight the Teen Titans? Yes, they fought the Teen Titans. They were half human, half aliens, if I remember correctly. Mento, yeah. So who is in that? Behemoth, great name. Gorgon, great name. Harpy, Mento, Prometheus, Pterodon, Sirocco, and Touch and Go. Touch and Go's awful name. The Hybrid. Bothers me when Gorgons are female in Greek mythology, so it just drives me nuts when Gorgons are male. Ian Carcall. by Greg Brooks. Who did he fight? More Fun Comics. Who did he fight? Looks like he fought the Green Lantern. I don't know much about him. This is one of those characters that I don't know much about. Icicle. Infinity Incorporated. Who drew this? Todd McFarlane and Al Gordon. Todd McFarlane from his humble beginnings. I don't think Al Gordon brings out the best in Todd McFarlane artwork. Infinity Incorporated, Stellar Studios. I just love this book. Okay, this by Vince Arrogenzi. This book I really enjoyed. But I got to say, once the Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, it kind of gutted this book, and they spent too long trying to fix continuity rather than tell good stories. The purpose of a comic book is to entertain. How do you entertain? You tell good stories. You don't entertain by fixing continuity. You can have continuity. In fact, I think you need continuity, but to entertain by fixing continuity, you can't do it. So that's what killed this book. Really, Justice Unlimited by Jeremy Moore and Carl Kessel. Bad Guys Who Fought Infinity Incorporated. Iron Monroe. Again, this seems to be like the update magazine to fix continuity. But Iron Monroe was put in the Young All-Stars, and his purpose was to fill in all the spots vacated by the Golden Age Superman. I love the character. I kind of have an affinity for the character because he's it's funny. It's like it's come full circle. Superman was loosely based on Gladiator by Philip Wiley, and then we got Superman, and then what do? They took away the Golden Age Superman and replaced him with the character that is pretty much Gladiator by Philip Wiley, but they called him Iron Monroe. I don't know. And again, this Young All-Stars comic, its number one purpose was to fix continuity, and then number two was to entertain. Just tell entertaining stories, and then worry about the continuity later. I don't know. And the problem was that I don't even think the DC editorial staff really knew 100% what they were going to do about continuity. So there you go. The Yeehod. I'm sure they don't show up anymore. But who did they? This was Suicide Squad. I don't know what these names mean. I know what Chimera means. I know what Jinn means. I don't know what Jaculi means. Manticore, Raven, or Ravan rather, and Rustam. I don't know if these names fit their powers. That's one of my pet peeves, is when the names don't fit the power. And that's by Luke McDonald, a very underrated artist. And look at this. They don't have the artists credited here, but that's John Totleben, right? It's John Totleben. Yeah, first, John Constantine. I love this character. This is one of the few characters that I was there from the beginning. I got the first issue. I loved them from the beginning. I got all 300 issues of Hellblazer. I did not get the new reboots of them. I'm just not interested in reboots. The Justice League, this is by Kevin Maguire and Terry Austin. I recognized that before I even saw. I love this series. My only complaint is Captain Marvel wasn't in it long enough. But this was a great series. Such a fun series. Got saddled with too many characters. I never liked Rocket Red. I thought he needed a more streamlined suit. But there you go. Kalki. I don't know anything about this character. Steve Light. Oh, Doom Patrol #1. Okay, so he was in the rebooted Doom Patrol. Shows you how much I remember. I have that comic. Richard Howard and Greg Thiessen doing Kanto. This is what, the assassin from Apocalypse. Again, I got to get up. I don't have any original Jack Kirby comics of the Fourth World, except for the Hunger Dogs graphic novel. Does that count? Kat Matoy, just another Green Lantern as far as I'm concerned. I'm just not interested. I'm sorry. The costume kind of looks cool on a female form, but just not interested. Kilgore, right? Is that how you say it? What, the Flash? Who drew this? Oh, this is Jackson Juice, or Geis, however you pronounce it, and Jack Torrance. Isn't Jack Torrance from The Shining? All work, no play. It was a robot character that fought the Flash. No big deal. Kilowog by Joe Stanton. What do you want me to say? Alien Green Lantern. Yay, they're all the same. Kite Man by Richard Howell and Murphy Anderson. I love Murphy Anderson. I don't know much about Richard Howell, so forgive me. I don't know, but a villain with Kite. How is a Kite villain going to fight Zatanna? Zatanna is like a goddess. I could see him giving Hawkman a run for his money, but not Zatanna. Oh, Krypton and Kryptonite by John Byrne. I'm going to alienate the older folk, but this John Byrne area of Superman is my favorite. I like Superman. I love Superman. Superman's one of my favorite, but I don't like when he's like godlike powerful. You know, too much power really dulls a character. So I thought they did a good compromise on this, but you know, I can understand why people got upset. A lot of old timers were pissed, and I understand, because now when they reboot my stuff, I get pissed, and I'm the old timer. So there you go. Lady Blackhawk, that looks great. Brian Bolland, no wonder. Brian Bolland's such a phenomenal artist. The Blackhawks, for those of you who don't know, they were like they're not mercenaries, but they were like an independent like fighting force during World War II, and then I think in the Korean War. And that's it. I don't think that this is like a concept that doesn't really work outside of that era. So if they ever bring back the Blackhawks, it really should be a period piece. You know, Lady Shiva, she's like the ultimate. She's the ultimate martial artist in DC. Like she could, by Jan DeSerma. I love Jan DeSerma. I just got a comic with her in it. You know, I was just talking about it. Here you go, Wisdom by James DeMatteis. You see DeSerma, and I'm also currently reading the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons by. I'm a big fan of hers. She's married to Tom Mandrake. So this is great. This is great. Legion of Substitute Heroes by Greg LaRocque and Mike DiCarlo. This is excellent drawing. I like these characters, but then again, I like anything about the Legion of Superheroes. And this is such a great costume. Night Girl, that is so cool. I never liked Cosmic Boy and Magno Lad's costumes. I just never liked it. But it is just so cool. Karate Kid too. So cool. Lex Luthor. I like the idea of Lex Luthor as the bad businessman, but I kind of also like the bad businessman, evil scientist, but I also kind of love when he wears the suit of armor and goes toe-to-toe with Superman. I don't know. You know, this is the modern version of Lex Luthor, you know, the evil businessman, which is a great trope. Who is this? Lion Mane. Good name. By Richard Howell and Don Heck. Oh, God. I was trying to go. I had to sneeze since the beginning and I was stifling it. Sorry, guys. Who's he fight? Hawkman. I kind of like I've always liked animalistic villains. You know, some animalistic heroes I like, but I love animalistic villains. They're so cool. Like, it's just a natural. Just have them have their bestial nature take over, like werewolves or something. It's cool. And here we got the slate of comics that they appeared. I love this. Young All-Stars was great. I even got this. I was collecting almost everything at DC at this point. Yes, I got every one of these comics. Yes, I got every one of these comics. And there's the back cover. I like this, the DC Who's Who. It's fun. And I think, I don't know, does anybody in the audience know, did they update this? Like, this should be, updated on a website. So, anybody who's new to comics could just go to, the DC Who's Who online and read about this and get all the information they need. You know, I know they got, DC Wiki or stuff like that. But I'm talking about an official DC thing where that DC updates. Just like Marvel should do that with the Marvel Universe. Okay? So, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. And I guess I got to end with this. You know, please please subscribe. And I started memberships. It's one tier, $4.99 a month. And what does that get you? When I finally get my comic book out, you will get an autographed copy by me. I can't promise an artist yet. I got to work out the logistics. And and I've already put a couple of community posts of layouts and let you know that there is a comic in the work. When's it going to come out? I don't know. This is my first time I'm learning on the go. So I hate saying this stuff. I feel cheap, but that's, man's got to do what a man's got to do. Also, I will be Saturday night. How's that? This Saturday night, I will be on Pete Samedi's publishing Pete's YouTube channel on his show called Host the Hosts. I don't know if he's going to ask me questions or if it's freestyle. We'll find out. And then next Wednesday, I will have Terry Moore of Strangers in Paradise on my channel. And Sunday, we'll do Sunday Comics. I don't know what I'm going to do for Sunday Comics. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. And as always, I take requests. The hardest part about this channel is agonizing over what's the next video. So if you have any requests for comics you'd like to see, request them, and if I have the comic, of course I will showcase it. Okay, so thanks a lot. I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.